Wow, riser sole.
Riser sole?
A 90-gram weight in a sole?
How in the world do they do that? Seriously? It's all titanium?
This thing launches, and it just doesn't spin. I can't believe how far this thing goes.
Do you have riser sole?
Seriously, this is the longest fairway wood you will ever hit.
Scott McCarron, you know this guy knows.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
Golfers, do you suffer from constantly buying new golf gloves?
All the time.
Does your golf glove get sweaty, crusty, or torn?
Over and over again.
Well, the innovative new Claw glove might be for you. The Claw will outlast, play cooler, and grip better than traditional leather gloves.
Side effects may include more greens hit, frequent visits from the cart girl, unexpected confidence, big payouts from your buddies, and in some cases, shooting your lowest round.
Golfers, it's time to expect more from your golf glove.
Don't use Claw Glove if you have a history of excuses for poor play and need to blame something besides your skill set.
God, you suck.
If you experience sudden lowering of scores, call your head golf pro and cancel that lesson.
I have the power to lower my score with Claw Glove.
Go to clawglove.com and see if Claw Glove is right for you. Cut! It's a wrap.
You've heard me talk about Squares golf shoes and how they help you hit the golf ball further. And many of you are saying, oh, come on, Faldo, give us a break. How is that possible? But yes, they do. And it's proven with science.
What we noticed with the Square shoes was the shoe keeps the pressure in a more stable fashion towards inside of the trail heel, allowing pressure to get to the lead side, generating much more club and speed and distance gain.
Visit squares.com. Change your shoes, change your game. Squares, the distance golf shoe.
And welcome back to Big's Golf Talk as we are continuing on here on number 10. And this is Big's Golf Talk. I am Big John Quick along with Greg, the wisest man in golf. Golf the Wise Way. Greg Wise will be joining us in the next interview here we're going to have with an LPGA future star. And you're going to love what she has to say. She's from Ecuador. But there's a big backstory to her professional career and where she got started, how she got started, as the Wise family is involved. You're watching Big's Golf Talk. You're listening to Big's Golf Talk on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us on those social media networks. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. You're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, all your Alexa devices, and on Native Family Radio every Saturday morning. Right here on Big's Golf Talk. All right, we're going to get to this interview right now with Daniela. She is a future LPGA star. Enjoy this interview right here with her. Where we have it. You got it? Yep, there we go. All right, here we go. Big John Quick from Big's Golf Talk. And first off, I'd like to thank Best Western for allowing us to use one of the conference rooms to conduct this interview. And this is a part of the French Lick experience as BGT crew on Big John Quick. That's Greg, the wise way, the wisest man in golf, Greg Wise. And we're here in French Lick covering the French Lick Resort Charity Classic, which, Greg, as you know, French Lick Resort announced the largest purse for the tour so far for the Epson Tour.
That's when all the good players show up. They want the money.
Absolutely. And although weather has been an issue so far up until this point here in French Lick, certainly making it challenging for the ladies out there. We actually, the French Lick experience is about history. And not only are we going to be visiting one of the golfers who's sitting next to us right now, but she actually has a history with the Wise family, doesn't she?
She does.
Talk a little bit about that.
Actually, how old are you now? Not that I ever ask a woman how old they are.
I'm 27 now.
20, oh,
So it's been
God, that makes you,
15 years?
yeah, something like that.
And by the way, I think we should introduce her, seeing we're actually talking to her because you're asking her how old she is. But this is Daniela Darquea
Yeah.
Darquea from Ecuador. So she lives in Ecuador, she resides in Ecuador, and this is where the story actually comes in at. At a young age, she came to America to pursue her dreams as a professional golfer. And Greg Wise, you take over from there.
I had a good friend named Pedro Mena, and we decided to go to Ecuador. And me being the way we are, his wife worked for the airline, so we got to fly cheap. So I said, yeah, I'll go, that's fine. And about 2 weeks later, he said, I have this friend that has a good junior golfer, and I'd like you to take a look at her. And I went, oh yeah, that's fine, that's good. And the more we talked about it, the more was like, if Danny would want to come to the United States and play for a summer and train with us and see how we do, that we'd host her and bring her up. Of course, all those things about people talk about, I have this really good golfer, and you show up and they're like, oof, not sure about this, but hey, I'll go along with it because I got a cheap trip to Ecuador. When we arrived at the country club, we walked in the front door and we met with Pedro's friend,
Manuel.
Yeah. And we sat down in the balcony, and I'm watching this young lady hit balls, and I went, is that Danny? And he said, yeah, that's Danny. And I said, make the arrangements. Let's bring her to America and see what she can do. And so we basically went out and met her for the first time, and family members and stuff like that, and it was like totally different. Mom came over she was staying with my mom at a retirement community in Florida, in Ocala, and she was playing golf every day. We took her to Disney, we took her to all the different tournaments, and it was just an experience with us as much as hopefully her. She got some real good experience, and she probably might hear something a little bit that she's never knew that happened, but it did. So that's pretty much the story. This is the first time I've ever gotten to see her play professional. We've somehow missed all the different events that we've gone to take our professional pictures, and we missed her. We caught her one day going out as we were coming in St. Pete and said hello. But this is the first time that we've seen her play a full round in how many years?
Maybe like 30 years.
So then the story comes to you.
Yeah, Daniela.
Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Absolutely. When did it all start for you, Daniela? At a young age in Ecuador, at some point in your life, you decided you wanted to play professional golf. How did it all start for you?
Well, for me, always playing the game was just a matter of having fun. You know, I started when I was like 4 years old. I grew up with the game pretty much. I was always, very interested in getting better and better, but it was always a hobby. It was always something I would do after school. And then for the first time in my life, literally, I went to the US because I met Greg, and I came here, and I was practicing over there in Ocala, and I was just doing golf for 3 months. So obviously my game got a lot better. I remember I went back to South America. I won my first South American junior tournament right after it. So it was very exciting. That was very exciting, and that was obviously one of the 3 months that were a very significant experience that launched me into that, professional, I want to play golf professionally. So I'm very thankful, Greg. It was something that literally changed my life. It just put me in the right track.
So here's the part that she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Remember when we made the trip to West Palm Beach?
Mm-hmm.
We left at like 6 o'clock in the morning for a 10:30 tee time and picked up Jeff McDonald along the way.
I remember that.
And we played with a guy that he knew down there.
Yeah.
He was a recruiter from University of Miami.
Oh yeah?
He saw you at 13, because obviously we did it just before you went back. and he was actually a recruiter from the University of Miami.
That's funny because
It was illegal to go see you play, but he got to play with Jeff and I, and you were just along to play around the golf. And that was the introduction that got you to University of Miami.
Wow, I did not know that. Now,
There's a surprise.
And then I went to college for 4 years, and it was a great experience in Miami. So thank you for that too.
It's amazing. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And Greg, we've had this conversation on the show over and over again on the connections and the people you meet, being 4 or 5 hours on the golf course. It's the only sport that I know that you could be put with a perfect stranger and get to know them and maybe walk away with a business deal.
Oh yeah.
A scholarship, some kind of relationship. You know, millions of dollars are made on the golf course. You know, my first radio contract was done on the golf course. That's the only way he ever interviewed. And, you know, so knowing, and I've realized that over the years, that many different things, and I think golf is probably the only sport to do that. Many different things can come out of the golf course out of that 4 or 5 hour round.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Daniela, you're here in French Lick, Indiana currently, and competing in the French Lick Resort Charity Classic, the largest purse yet on the Epson Tour. Talk about the last couple of days. Weather's been challenging. How's the course been for you in your game?
I love the course. I think it's a very unique design. I think it's a huge challenge for every single player out there. You know, sometimes you stand on the tee and you're like, I really hope I can execute this shot properly, because otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. And you know, in every single hole you can walk out with a double bogey. It's not like a given, you know, straightforward thing. So I'm excited. I'm excited to play. I'm excited to compete on this course. It's a big challenge. It's a big opportunity too, not only to make money but to make points for the ranking, which is what I'm literally here. So I'm excited to play.
This tour is the road to the LPGA. I'm sure that is your ultimate goal, is to play on the LPGA and become an LPGA champion, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I want to win the tournament over there. I played a few years over there on the LPGA, and it's been challenging, you know, having to take a step back and go back on this tour on Epson. It's always good knowing that we have this tour to, you know, get better, work on our mistakes, and hopefully get stronger back on the LPGA. That's the plan.
You're on page 1 on the leaderboard. Moving forward, there's a chance that the tournament's going to be shortened, and we haven't gotten the official word yet about the tournament being shortened. How do you prepare for that mentally?
Well, I hope it's 3 days. No, I mean, just have to stay in the moment, stay patient. It's really challenging when weather hits and it's raining and it's cold and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to tee off. Like today we were standing on the course for an hour waiting to see if we could, you know, go. And I had like a 6-footer to make par, so I was like just, you know, anxious to hit, but at the same time I had to like stay in the moment and wait and be patient, you know.
How important is the caddy in this moment to keep you mentally prepared?
So it's funny you say that. I'm very lucky that I had just hired someone to carry my bag. He's great, and he's been doing a great job. You know, he's helped me this week at least to like be very, you know, patient, and we're joking instead of being, you know, I'm worried, I'm anxious, I'm like I want to go. He would be like, you know, just cracking some jokes and, you know, having fun. So
the Pete Dye course, that's the course that you guys are playing on here in French Lick Resort. How does this golf course fit your game?
I think it's a ball striking golf course. It's a long course. It's playing very long actually. Hopefully it doesn't get that windy, because if it's windy they're gonna have to shorten it up. It's very challenging. I think the greens are in perfect shape, and I'm telling you, you have to hit shots with a little bit of imagination. It's very challenging. This course is very, very challenging. So I think it fits my game really well.
We're recording this interview, and currently, as we record this interview, she's tied for 4th place. And we're excited about her being Is it third place? Third place you're tied for. Okay, third place. My bad. She's tied for third place. And
I wonder she didn't slap you.
well
I would have liked to
well
see
earned.
that.
Well earned. So you have 2 days left in this tournament. Where do you just play your game, or are you looking ahead and seeing who is on the top and what you have to do against them?
I mean, it doesn't really matter who is on the top. It just, I mean, I'm doing the best that I can. It's really, you know, it's a battle against myself out there.
And Mother Nature.
Mother Nature, yeah.
And the caddy.
And the caddy. However, obviously, I want to finish at the top of the leaderboard. That's kind of what I need right now to be back on the LPGA. I know I need a top 3 at least on this tournament to like put me in position, but I'm staying patient. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Oh, we wish you nothing but the best of luck. Now, I know from here, you're going across the pond. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So, you know, I've been trying to get back on the LPGA. I had a good week a few weeks ago in Dow tournament. I played with Gareth Davidson. It was a teams event. So, since we did good over there, I earned a spot over there at the Irish Open. So I'm playing there.
Congratulations.
That's why I'm hoping weather gets a little bit better and we can get, you know, hopefully the tournament cut for 3 days, 3 rounds.
Right.
That'll be ideal so I can catch my flight and go over to Irish.
Also, there's something that you have on your arm, the only tattoo you actually have, and that is you were a part of the Ecuador Olympics.
Yeah, that was, I think it was it's an interesting story. I mean, I was about to quit playing golf.
Yeah.
I had a really rough year last year on the LPGA. I was not playing very good, and obviously Olympics were coming up, and everybody was like, you know, just like wait and try and get in, try and qualify, and I did qualify. And I think something changed during Tokyo week, and just made a big difference in my game, in my mental game. So I just, you know, I remember that week with a lot of, I don't know, like, it was just like a special week for me.
Talk about the heart. Talk about your heart in this game, because I think it's important with the little girls out there, the moms and dads that watch the show and listen to the show, and you know, and have their little girls sit down and watch this particular interview, and talk about your heart. How much heart do you have for the game of golf?
A lot, and sometimes it's sometimes it just puts you in, like, you know, competition for me is very, it's my, playing golf and competing, it's my passion, you know. I love it. It's something I've always liked.
I can see it in your smile.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about it, it's something you enjoy. It's not a job for you. It's something you truly have a passion.
Yeah, I'm very competitive. I feel like I've worked really hard to like get to where I am. So obviously, being able to perform at a high level and hopefully eventually again on the LPGA, it's something that means a lot to me. It's something that I've always dreamed of. I remember being at your mom's house and, you know, we were watching tournaments, like girls tournaments, and I was watching, you know, Lorena, and I was watching Annika, and I was watching Carrie. And it's something that now, I mean, I get to the LPGA, I play with this, well, not the other two, well, I actually played with Carrie Webb a few weeks ago, and it's amazing. I mean, it's something that I never thought it would happen. I never crossed my mind, you know, when I was like, you know, 10, 12 years old. So it's just something very nice that I've accomplished, but it's something, I'm like living a dream, you know.
One thing that I've noticed, I'm sorry, go ahead, Greg.
I remember the complaints each morning when Jeff would get her out and play in the rain.
Yeah.
Now you'd have to hit it into the wind. Now you have to hit it under
I remember
the
you saying
trees.
that.
Yeah, I mean, he really developed a lot of, you know, patience, but also like a lot of, you know, those shots that I was not practicing.
Yeah,
And I was just,
yeah.
you know, hitting balls on the range like straight, and he would be like, no, now we're hitting out of this line, now we're hitting out of the
I think
the
it's
rough."
more of a persistence, concentration, and focus.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's,
Well, you
gotta
know this for sure. You don't hit it down the fairway every time.
No, not unless your name is Fred Altvader. It's boring golfing with that guy. Well, I'll tell you what, Daniela, I'm very impressed. I've heard nothing but great things from the Wise family. This is the wisest man in golf. Golf the Wise way, Greg Wise, and I really appreciate you taking time out because I know there's a lot going on right now. You guys are fighting Mother Nature, and you have to stay in the moment and stay prepared. You have no clue on what you're going to be doing tomorrow. As far as are you teeing off on time? They're going to delay it or whatever the case might be. So I know how much focus, and so taking time out to talk with us tonight, I really appreciate you doing that. So thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. I mean, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys, and obviously seeing Bev and Greg. It's just amazing. It's just remembering old times, and I'm happy to share this with you guys. And thank you so much for taking your time to come here and talk to me.
I just hope when you become an LPGA champion, we have you on Big Golf Talk to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll be rooting you on. Golf the Wise Way, here with me on Big's Golf Talk. French Lick Experience, French Lick Resort, Charity Classic, Big John Quick, Big's Golf Talk. More of this coming your way.